The big one that several of you asked me to speak about is called the college admissions scandal. It turned out that a clever hustler named Ric Singer got an awful lot of people to give him an awful lot of money, we're talking millions here, to arrange for their children to get into prestigious universities. He did this in a number of, I was about to say unorthodox ways, but that would be inaccurate. Let me tell you what he did. He bribed coaches to make up stories about how these young people were great athletes when they weren't. He arranged for others to take tests for them because their performance would have gotten them no chance at all. He bribed folks for changing grades that weren't so good. Caught up in the scandal were famous actresses, Loughlin and Felicity Huffman. To make matters worse, some of the people who gave him huge amounts of money then took that money off of their income tax for tax purposes, claiming it was a contribution to the school. You really have to admire their courage. One Chinese couple in China paid Singer $6.5 million to get their daughter into Stanford University, where she is today. Why am I bringing this up? Well, I want you to understand, if you don't already, what inequality means. And here's a juicy example. It means people who can't make it in other ways use their money to do what their brains, for example, don't allow them to do. You can't get your kid into school? Buy the way in. That's what inequality does. Most people get away with all of that because that's how our system works. Occasionally, it's so gross, as in this scandal, that it gets out into the public awareness, and we tell each other stories about how it shouldn't be. So let me add a story, a little different. I was a student at Harvard in my undergraduate life, and one of the things that surprised me was that there were so many in my dorms who didn't want to be there, who weren't happy there, who had no interest in education, who couldn't do the work that was asked of them. Not because they weren't smart, but because they weren't interested. And when I asked them, well, why are you here? They told me my parents bought my way in. And there was no conversation. I had to do it. So the irony is, even for many of the young people involved, this is not a happy outcome. But I want you to keep in mind that when people flash a college degree, a university degree, a Harvard degree, a USC degree, keep in mind what it really means. It's a crapshoot. You may be getting someone who knows something, but you're just as likely to get someone whose money is what you're talking to.